So today we would be understanding GitHub. Let me share my screen. So very important topic, GitHub. You see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is GitHub? First, let's have a little intro. Let's have a little intro of the GitHub. And then we will see the things. So here, let me clean the board. Okay. I hope you can see my screen and I'm audible to you clearly, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now consider that. So this is you. This is your friend. And both of you want to work on one project. So we are understanding GitHub, remember that. So you are a JavaScript developer, your friend is HTML and CSS developer. So you are JS developer. You know the JS. Okay. You know the JS. And here this guy knows HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS. Okay, and you are building on one of the project. You are building on one of the project. Now, this guy have written, what you can say, a login screen. This guy have written what? Login screen. Correct? Now, this login screen, whatever screen here he or she have developed. So this is the login screen, and whatever login screen he or she have developed, so that files need to be transferred to you. So you will use more convenient option, email. Do you agree? Hello? So these files need to be transferred from this location to this location. Now consider that this JS developer is in India and UI developer is in, or HTML CSS developer is in Europe, somewhere in Europe. Now login screen has been completed. Now what is going to happen? This developer is going to send that login screen to this developer via email. One possibility. Or you may share the files over WhatsApp, or you may use the Telegram to transfer the files from here to here. Correct? So all of a sudden what happens? JS developer receives this file and JS developer adds one more JS file, JavaScript file, to make the communication possible or interaction possible. JavaScript developer add a JavaScript code on top of it. Now again, what happens over here? So whatever file, this older file this developer is having, that is now useless, for the reason JS developer had made some changes in the HTML file as well as HTML CSS files as well as in the JS file. So if So if, just a minute. So if this developer would want to perform the login action, this JS developer has to send this file, and along with that, all possibilities or whatever changes he or she had made in this HTML and CSS file, all that things, this guy need to call him or her and tell to update all those things, and accordingly this developer will make the updates. So this is not that good approach. You see some problems or not over here? Do you see problems or not? It's problematic, right? It's an error prone process, which means that there is a high possibility this code and this code might be different. There is a high possibility because some instructions has been given by JS developer to this developer, and this developer might have missed those instructions and did something else. How to solve this issue? How to solve this issue? To solve this issue, one software system came into the picture. One specification came into the picture. Or the origin of a Git is a little bit interesting, why Git has been developed. So this is a homework to you. You may note it down somewhere. How Git have been developed. Okay. Now let's go to the Notion document. And in the Notion document, just a minute. Git. On the Notion document, there is something called as Git. Same example, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. There is 3 developers are there. So this is you, this is your friend. Now, how they will communicate with each other? How they will communicate with each other? So one software have been developed to meet this requirement, and that software specification is called as Git. Here we can say, or folder. Here we can say a specification, and that specification is called as Git. So in short, what you will do, you will create one common folder. In short, I'm telling you what is a Git. You will create one common folder on the internet somewhere, and instead of sharing these files via email, what this developer will do, this developer will add this file to this folder, right? And what this developer will do, first this developer will get these all the files from the remote, all the files from this common folder to its local computer. So this is the local computer, this is the local computer. From the local computer, you upload some files to what you can say your common folder. So what this developer does, this developer will copy all those common files into its local machine, add own files to the local machine, and uploads these files to the common folder. So these things are happening by means of, remember that these things are happening by means of one software specification That is nothing but what? Git. So when you say Git is a distributed version control system designed to help software developers track changes in their source code and collaborate on the projects. So Git is a distributed version control system designed to help the software developers track changes in their source code and collaborate on the project. It was developed by Linus Torvalds, infamous computer engineer who has developed the Linux operating system in the 2005 and has since become one of the most widely used version control system in the software development industry. In the what? Software development industry. So almost everyone using this thing. Now, what are the features of the Git version control system? Distributed system. What are the features of Git version control system? Distributed system, branching and merging, collaboration, history and accountability, open source hosting platforms. So these are few things about the Git you need to know. Here is how Git works and what it is used for. Git is used as a version control system. Means what I wanted to do, since beginning, I want to track how this file has been changed. On the yesterday, what was the file? On the yesterday, what was the file? Day before yesterday, what was the file? Who have made what changes? I just want to identify who have made what changes. You getting my point? I want to track which developer have added which code and I want to see which developer have added which code, and also I want to see some messages why this code has been changed. What is that reason? Right? So all these things can be done by means of the Git. See now, history and accountability, whatever I told you, open source and the hosting platforms, distributed system, whatever I have explained, merging and branching, we'll see this. Collaboration means multiple people can collaborate on one project. It's a version control system. Each and every file would be tracked exactly. Right? You may go through this detailed documentation later on. Well, there are a lot of softwares. Now see, Git is a kind of system. Now from the Git, lot of companies came together and they said that okay, we will work as per the Git. So one of the companies called as github.com, another company gitlab.com. GitLab, they says that okay, I know, we got it, GitHub is a specification, sorry, Git is a see, I'm saying again, Git is a specification, GitHub is a software as a service, GitLab is a software, GitLab is a software. See, GitLab is a software which follows the Git idea. Another more commonly used, Bitbucket. So all these are the softwares see, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and there are many other. They follows the idea of Git. So they have provided their own features also. These are the means GitLab would be having some different features and purpose of GitLab might be different. Bitbucket would be having some different features and purpose might be different. But basic idea of the Git, like version controlling, distributed system, branching and merging, collaboration with each other, history accountability, open source and hosting platform, right? Many open source project and the commercial software project host their Git repositories on the platforms like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. See, this platform provides the additional features such as issue tracking, code review, continuous integration and more, which enhance the development process. But basic idea of GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket is same. There is no change. They built on the top of idea of Git. And what is Git? Whatever we have discussed over here. Now presently only 2 developers are here. You might see the scene easy over here. Now consider that there are 50 developers available over here. And you want to keep a track of 50 developers who have done what. By transferring the emails, 50 developers are transferring emails to each other, which is quite a difficult job. Do you agree with me or not?
Yeah.
So, presently there are 2 developers. Just for understanding purpose, I have taken only 2 people. But there might be 200 also. At that time, this developer will work on some other files, right? How do you manage all these things? So you need to have a well defined software over here, and that software is what? GitHub. Getting my point? Hello? Everyone, please answer. Okay. Now what you need to do, very first thing, I have already logged in over here. And here I can say GitHub. So you will see something like this. If you are a very beginner, or you don't have anything on the Git, you'll see something like this. Correct? So what you will do, first you will sign up on the page. First you will sign up. You will give email ID, your Git username properly, and you will activate the account. How many of you have done this thing? Hello?
No, I don't know.
You have done or not?
No.
Okay. What about other?
Do I need to do it now?
Yes. You have done or not? You may write. Okay, you have a activated Git account. You may write in the chat box also, no problem. Completed or not completed, whatever I ask, you can answer it into the chat box also, because I'm not on that screen. Okay. Now, next step after doing this job, you will see some page like this. This is my repository. Overview, repositories, projects, packages, stars. Right? Overview, repositories, projects, packages, and the stars. You need to verify the account. So why we are using Git? Let me tell you. You will push all your codes to the GitHub. Whatever codes you will type regularly, right? The way I push on the Git, in the same fashion, you will also push on the Git. So what will happen if you go to the Git repository? So I push to this repository, merge stack and some ID over here. And can you see day wise? If you see day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, we have a day wise data. Also, if you can see the commit history, on which day you have uploaded what. On the 12th of the October, this code has been updated. October 13th, this. October 17th, October 18th, this. So we have details over here. So this is the Git repository where I regularly push the codes. And this link I already have been shared, right? So again, I'm sharing in the chat box, this thing. Okay, now remember that if you want to communicate with any of the server, Bitbucket, GitLab, GitHub, right? You should first install Git on your machine. Yesterday I have given one link called as Git SCM. If you see, if I'm closing this now because we are not using this and we only using the GitHub, we can use that also, no problem. See, Git is a free and open source distributed version control system designed to handle everything from the small to very large projects with the speed and efficiency. Git is easy to learn and has a tiny footprint with the lightning fast performance. It outclasses the SCM tools like Subversion, CVS, Preforce, Clear Case, whatever, just forget about that, right? With the features like cheap local branching, convenient staging areas, and multiple workflows. So that is okay, we will see that part, no problem. But first thing, you need to download this on your machine. Now see, whatever this folder you have created in common, this folder you will create on GitHub or Bitbucket, wherever. But as far as this course is concerned, we are using GitHub. So you will create this common folder on the GitHub. Now, if you want to connect with, this is your local computer. If you want to connect, here I will write instead, these are my files. I'll take files here. I'll take files here and I'll write GitHub over here. If you want to connect the GitHub, so this, if you want to connect, sorry, just remove the GitHub and just say Git. If you want to connect, this is your local computer. This is your local computer. If you want to connect from your local computer to any of the Git running Git service, the computer on which Git service is running, if you want to connect that, you need this software to be installed on your machine. First thing, how many of you have installed it? Please write it in the chat box. How many of you have installed it? Yesterday I told, okay, you have installed it. What about others?
Yeah, we just now installed it.
Okay. So I explain what you have installed exactly. This part you have installed, and that will freely available over here. Remember that the source code of this is also available. It's freely available. Can you see github.com/git/git? Now see, a Git source code mirror. If you want to develop your own Git, you can use this also. If you think that I want to develop my own Git, you can use this source code. No problem. Right? But these people also have created their own repository, and into the repository they have pushed the code. Can you see 71 commits? Now what do you mean by commits? Another thing you will get to know shortly. But remember that you have installed this one, Git, on your local computer. I hope you have created account on the GitHub. You have registered your email, so you will get one activation link on that email, and you have performed that step also. Otherwise, if you don't activate the link, you cannot write the data to this folder. Whatever email you will supply at the time of sign up, whatever email you will supply at the time of sign up, you'll get one link over there. You need to activate account by clicking that link.
Yeah, I just like created a like GitHub account and install that one. So is it possible to showcase on my
Yeah, you can do that, no problem.
okay, let me share. Okay, so what should I do now? Because I've just created an account. So this is the account which I can
Yeah, have you activated?
create. Yeah, activate it.
Okay, fine then.
This is the one.
Yeah.
So the second one is like which one should I use? Like I'll show you Git thing. Which Git should I use? UI, Mac?
No, I'll explain that. We didn't reach to this point yet.
Oh, okay.
Just installation. So installation is done, right?
Okay. This one is like okay.
Yeah, that is okay, no problem.
Okay.
Now, just move to my screen.
Yeah.
So here on my screen you can check. Now what we need to do, we need to create our own repository. So this is the Git account you might have seen. This is your photo. Click on the photo and click on your profile. Click on your profile. So you will see something like this. You will see something like this. You will just click on what? Your profile. After clicking your profile, so if someone asks you, give me your Git repository, so what you will share? This link in the top, github.com/, this is your Git username. So github.com/ your Git username, right? So github.com/ your Git username. Okay, this is the link. You can add it to your resume. If you work regularly on the Git and some nice projects you develop, you can make it public and share this link to the interviewer, to anyone. You can write it in your resume also, right? Now here, if you can see, overview is this section. Now click on the repositories. I have 183 repositories, and then you can click on new. Just click on this new, something like this, and give any name over here. Give any name over here. I hope you are doing with me.
Okay, so just one second. So I need to go here. Do I need to create like repository? This is the first one, so I do not have anything else.
No problem. You can create a repository with any name, whatever name you want to provide. You can
Okay,
create.
that's it, right? Then like whatever repository name and create repository, or do I need to?
No, just a minute. So you can add the repository name. Make sure that if you want to make it public, select this radio button. If you want to make it private, select this. But I will ask you to create a public right now. If you want to give some description, this repository is what about? Okay, and just click on the create repository. Click on what? Create repository. Your first repository would be getting created. Again, go to the profile. Again, go to your profile, and then click repositories. Somewhere here you will find that newly created repository under the repositories tab. Okay. Okay. So somewhere here you will find your repositories. I hope you are practicing with me, right?
Yes.
So if you see this, you can click over here. I already have some data, right? I also can create a new one for you. So this is, you can say temp, delete it, delete it, temp, delete it, name of my repository. I'll make a public and just create on the create repository. So this repository, so just go here again, your profile, then go to the repositories section, and can you see temp deleted, temp deleted, and you will see something like this. If you have reached to this point, please let me know. Once you reach to this point, please let me know.
So this one is like created now. So
Yeah, so you have reached to this point, right? Okay. Now whenever you just open your terminal, command, just go to the search where you search and type git cmd. Git what? Cmd. In the Windows search, you can type git cmd.
so prior to that, it was like I'm on this UI screen. What thing I need to check like from the UI? You were showing profile and everything, but I do see very less details available on my.
Okay, so you can go to the profile here, your profile.
No, I'm not even able to see.
Can you share your screen?
Oh, okay, it's on the right hand side.
So here you can see there is your logo, your photo. Click on your photo, then your profile. In your profile, your recently created repository might be available over here, right?
Yes, yeah.
Now you click to that repository. Can you see there is one link over here and there is a copy icon? There is a link over here and there is a copy icon. Can you see that copy icon? Yeah. So just come to this screen and open the terminal, git cmd. If you are on a Windows, search into the Windows search git cmd and type git and hit enter. If you see something like this big list, something like this, open the cmd.
Yeah.
If you see usage, git, start, working on the current whatever, examine whatever, if you see this, if you see all these things, write it into the comment box that you can see all these things. Just write, yeah, git cmd. Okay, you can write it into the comment box. Okay, what about other people? Open the, go to the Windows search, type git cmd.
Yeah, I'm on Git CMD.
So something like this might be in front of you, command prompt.
Yeah.
Right?
I've added it. I saw like few details I can say.
Yeah. Git and hit the enter. If you see all these things, what they say that your Git configuration is proper. Your Git configuration is correct. Okay. Any question?
Yes, I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you are installing Git, Git asks you to put a username and a email. So, what username and email should I put?
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Just a thing. I put the name of the GitHub account.
Yeah,
but
see.
I don't know what email to put.
Just a minute, just a minute. So this step I'm coming, whatever you got the thing, right? So you need to add this line git config. I'm pasting this documentation link in the chat box. documentation link in the chat box. Can you see that link in the chat box? Open that link on your machine and come to this point where you see, just copy this command like this. Remember that you need to change it. Whatever Git username you see over here, go to your Git repository, click on your photo, your profile. This is your Git username. If your profile, and can you see this is your Git username here. So this name should be written over here inside these two quotes, and whatever email you have used at the time of creating Git account, that email you need to provide. See now, this whole file, whole command you need to copy and paste it in terminal. Make sure that you'll change this John Doe to your name, say your Git username, git config -- global dot username. So this username where you will find, so this is your Git username, or in the URL whatever github.com / after that is there, that is your Git username, or this is your Git username, whatever you have here.
I got something like that dollar is not recognized as the internal web server.
Share your screen.
Can you like show me? I just copied the same command.
Yeah, don't copy that dollar. Don't copy that dollar. Just git config and this thing. Don't copy the dollar. Dollar is not for you.
I understand the name, but I don't get the email, please.
Yeah, so the email, whatever email you have supplied at the time of, can you see here public email? You can see that email over here. Go to your profile, hit on the settings, and in the public profile, whatever email you have here, right, that email should be over there.
Right.
Whatever email you have given at the time of account registration, that email will automatically come here. And that email is supposed to be given at this thing. So you will copy whole this thing in the command prompt, but this should be your email. And in the double quotes are important, and this should be your name in the double quotes.
I do not see anything that changed, like the commands got executed successfully.
Yeah, no problem. It will not make any impact, right? But these two things are very important. Okay. Git first time setup. Git first time.
Why is it that like /user instead of the username, which you are having your name as a so just wanted to check like I'm correct.
This one you are saying?
No, yeah, I'm not able to see that username on my command prompt at the start.
Oh, okay. I'm using Macintosh. This one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm using Mac. Oh, correct. See, if you are using Windows, your command, you would be having command prompt, I would be having terminal. If you are on a Ubuntu, Linux, this might be little bit same. But on the Windows, you will not see this username. But commands will be same. There is no difference in the commands. Right? Okay. So this has been done. So I'll repeat what you have done. You have created your own repository. Then you have done the first time Git setup, the operations required to do in the first time. So very important things, this thing and this thing. Okay. Now next part, you will go to your repository. You can go to your profile again, your profile, repositories, and inside repositories click temp deleted. You can copy this URL, just click on this, it would be copied. Now come to a proper folder. Do not directly do this thing. See, now you can come to the desktop. Okay, and then you can say git space clone space, git space clone space, git space clone space. Okay, this is a first time configuration. Git space clone space. What I'm doing, what I'm saying, git space clone space, and after that this copied URL, paste it.
I'm it's like using CD and desktop, but it says the system cannot find the specified path for desktop.
Yeah, where exactly you are in which directory right now?
I'm in the folder.
Okay, now you can go to the desktop from the file explorer, and in the address bar you can type cmd. Can you share the screen? I can.
No, I didn't get it.
Yeah, just share the screen, I will show you.
So this is where
Okay, correct. Now what you can do, open your file explorer, go to the desktop. You are on the desktop, right? Yeah, in the address bar type cmd, enter. Yeah, can you see on the desktop you are already there? Now type git. Let us see git is installed or not properly. Type git, hit the enter. Yeah, git is installed over here. Now git space clone space, copy that URL and paste it. On the GitHub you need to go, GitHub, no, not this, GitHub. You need to go to the GitHub in the browser.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, copy that URL. Now paste it. Can you see? Git space clone. And now go to the file explorer, and via file explorer go to the desktop, and you will find something like this. Go to the desktop, and can you see one folder might be created with the name?
Yeah, it's got.
Is it created for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, which means that now what had happened, what process you have done. So first you have created one folder on the GitHub. You can look at my screen. First you have created folder on the GitHub, right? That is nothing but this folder you have created. Now this folder you want to be on your machine, and that process is called as getting this folder on your machine, and that process is called as clone. What that process is called as? Clone. And that's what git space clone command. Clone. You cloned this repository over here. You cloned this repository over here. Now whenever you clone this, let me also do that on the desktop, git space clone space, hit the enter. Now I will go to the desktop. Let me go to the desktop. and you can enable, can you see there is one folder called as .git. Generally dot, the folders which start from the dot are hidden. Generally the folders will start from the dot are hidden, but remember that this guy is called as local repository. It is the exact copy of, which means that whenever you clone, something is getting created on your local computer. Something is getting created on your local computer, and that local is having reference or configuration of the this common folder. So common folder hence from now would be called as remote repository. Remote repository. Remote repository. And the whatever you have on the local, that is called as local repository. So on the GitHub, whatever it is there, that is called as remote repository. You clone something from remote to your computer, that thing is called as a local repository. And whatever you see inside this folder, see this folder we have cloned it. This folder we have cloned it from this folder we have cloned it from Git, and inside this there is something called as .git. If you want to see this
I'm not able to see my folder.
.git, right?
I'm not able to see.
Yeah, so you need to enable show hidden files and folders. In the Microsoft there is one setting. You need to enable show hidden files and folders. You know, right, how to show the hidden files?
Yeah.
If you enable that hidden files, you will see something called as this .git. And this .git is called as what? Local repository. Local what? Repository. Okay. Local repository.
Sir, no, I'm not able. Okay, wait, can you share?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this from this one, sorry, I'm doing this after so long time. So this is the desktop. I can see like I did this one in the desktop from here. This is the desktop. I just right click, show more options.
No, just a minute.
Okay.
Just a minute. Where you have cloned exactly? Git space clone.
On the desktop.
Can you show me that part? That command prompt, yeah. Yeah, can you see?
Got it.
It is inside the .git. That is inside what? The .git folder. Okay, please write it in the comment box if you have reached to this point. If you see this folder, if you see this .git folder on your machine, which means that the process of cloning this repository, see, clone process, what this thing is called as? Clone. What do you mean by clone? English definition, clone. Clone means what? Duplication, duplicating all the features. So whole and soul this thing would be getting cloned over here. Okay, next thing what you will do, open the VS Code. I hope you have installed VS Code on your machine. I hope everyone have installed VS Code on your machine. On the other day, I said that you need to open VS Code, sorry, you need to install VS Code and Node.js, right? So open the VS Code on your computer. Now, file, open folder, go to the menu bar of the VS Code, file, open folder, and can you see whatever you have cloned from the Git, that is temp deleted. Whatever you have done, temp deleted. open this folder on your computer, on your VS Code. File, open folder, and the folder you have cloned it, open that folder in the Git. Okay.
From where to open it, like?
See, there is a file menu. There is a file menu. Can you see the file menu? Visual
Okay.
Studio Code, there is a file menu.
File. Okay, file. And
Open folder. File menu. Click on the file menu. There is something called as open folder. Did you get it or not?
Yeah, so I got this since project. I don't think so. I got that one. So
Okay, share your
I'll
screen.
share it. Yeah. Yep. So here I'm on this one. I've clicked on open folder.
No, just cancel it. Just a minute. Cancel it. Can you do it again? File, open folder.
Open folder.
Select the skins project. That's what. And select the folder.
Okay, I got it. Okay, but okay, got it. The previous things, how that is under this one. So that's what I.
Okay, now can you go to the desktop and in the file explorer? Go in the file explorer. Can you open
I was in training actually.
skins training?
This project I initially, but this folder which recently created, that is skills training.
Okay, then open the skins training.
No, but I'm not able to see.
File.
Open folder.
You are in a document, it's not on the desktop. Yeah, skins training.
Yes, got it.
There is empty, there is nothing.
Should I trust or?
Yes. You may read before it. Fine, no problem. It's not something like that.
So all set up, right?
All
Here.
done. Now what you will do, look at my screen. You can keep your screen shared, no problem. Or you cannot see my screen. You can see my screen still.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yeah. So here, right click. So this consider that this folder you have cloned it, right? This folder you have cloned it. Into that, can you see there is a plus icon? Plus new file. Click on the plus new file. And type, click on the plus new file. And here you can say hello.txt. Hello.txt. And in hello.txt you can write, hey, hi, I am trying, hey, hi, I'm trying GitHub. That's it. Anything you can write in that file. Anything, whatever you want to write, you can write. Now, can you see there is a bubble over there? Just a minute, let me open this folder once again. Desktop, this folder once again. Now, can you see here, can you see this icon? This icon, source control. And on the source control, you will see a bubble with a number 1. On the source control, you will see bubble and number 1 or number 2, which says that, boss, there is one file and that file is, I think, new. So tomorrow you will get to know. So you need to understand these 3 things actually: working directory, staging area, repository. That you will get tomorrow. But today we'll just do a practical. So inside this repository, can you see this is your folder you have opened into the you have opened into the Git. You can collapse, you can expand, and you will see this is a file explorer view. This is a file explorer which will show you all the files in your project. And this is the third icon. The minute you click on the third icon, which says that boss, there are some changes, which means that in our regular project, I see something hello.txt, which is new. So you can go click on the third icon. Okay. You can increase the width of this project explorer, or right now it's a source control by means of this. And you just click over here. You see something hello.txt over here. First you are here, you created hello.txt. Hello.txt might be in a green. Then on this icon, so this icon says that source control. Source control means what? A version control system, a Git. It says that whatever you downloaded or whatever you cloned, okay, and your local, which means that this local, this thing, and the remote repository, there is a one difference between this remote repository and this local repository. There is a one difference, that is nothing but this one, because the hello.txt is not available in the remote repository. Do you agree with me or not? hello.txt is not available. In my case, this is my remote repository. So this hello.txt, so what it says that, well boss, there is a one difference. There is a one difference between this local repository and the remote repository. Local, which is on your computer, remote, which is on the GitHub server. And there is a one difference. So you'll go over here. Now you want to push this newly created file to the GitHub server, and here we can say checking first save. And can you see this is a commit, tick mark and blue button commit. Click on the commit. So whatever changes are there, you'll not see. And can you see there are three buttons over here, three dots over here actually. 1, 2, 3. Three dots are here. Click on the three dots. First you will enter message, click on the commit, then these three dots, and then you can say, then you just click on the three dots and just type click push. The minute you click the push and you go over here and just refresh this page, and can you see there, here you will find hello.txt, which means that from local repository, you have sent something to the remote repository. If you have done this thing, we can conclude the session. This much I have intended to complete by today. You create the file, and you upload the file.
I keep on coming and then but
Share your screen.
it's fine. Yeah.
Share your screen, please.
Yeah.
How many of you can see that hello.txt in their remote repository?
So this is the one. This is still going on, something like that, or why need masses?
It is, yeah. You might be getting this going on. Now one window has been created. Just minimize the VS Code. No, VS Code, just minimize it. Minimize it again. One window might be created.
Okay. So,
Yeah, can you see?
this one.
Yeah. Sign in with the browser. Click on this, sign in with the browser. Now, can you see authorize Git ecosystem? Click on the authorize Git ecosystem. Okay, now go to the VS Code. Yeah, can you see? And click on the push now. Push. push. Now go to the github.com, your repository, refresh it. Yeah, can you see?
Now I see it.
Hello.txt over here.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes.
Now tomorrow we will understand theory behind this. All other participants, is it okay?
Yes. Can you upload the class to practice this?
Say that again.
Can you upload the class to YouTube to
Yeah,
practice?
yes. I'm uploading. So once the recording would be getting completed, I will upload it. So process is ongoing. So I'm uploading remaining 2 recordings also. By tomorrow afternoon, you will see my afternoon actually, tomorrow afternoon, you will see both the recordings. 3 recordings would be there for this batch. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. So that's it for the day. Tomorrow we need to understand the theory, what you have done exactly. Well, I'm sharing my notebook also. So this is my notebook. And just a minute. If you have seen one of my course on the YouTube, so it is the notebook for that course. Have you seen the course? Mern Stack course is there, right? On the YouTube, there is one of the course, Mern Stack course, my course, and this is the notebook for that course. Yeah. You may subscribe to my channel also, right? So you will get the updates. So at any time I can upload the recordings. So if you want to get immediate updates, you can subscribe to the channel and you'll get the updates. Fine. So tomorrow we will see what exactly you have done now. Tomorrow you will see what exactly you have done. You created file, you done something, you committed, you pushed. What do you mean by that? That's the tomorrow's topic. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's call it for a day. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we are good to wind up. Okay. Thank you. I'm disconnecting.